business person, I know that in times of near crisis, and South Africa is in near crisis, you have to be very deliberate in prioritizing and focusing.
The four people tasked by President Ramaphosa to get $100 billion in investments. Jaco Maree, the president's special envoy, did not mince his words in a keynote address at the SA Impact Investments inaugural conference. His main concern, government's lack of cash to revive the economy.
The government hasn't got the money to kickstart this economy through a Keynesian stimulus package. The SOEs are all strapped as well, so they don't have the ability to do it. We can't generate a consumption boom by lowering interest rates and so forth. We all know that that would probably end in tears quite soon. We're unlikely to have an emerging markets boom that are going to lift commodity prices through the roof and so forth. And so therefore, we don't have many levers.
The solution, according to Maree, lies with the private sector investment. The president is eager to woo in investors at the investment summit in a bid to reach the $100 billion target he set.
Instead of only looking at a financial return, we're also urging companies and asset managers and pension funds and private equity players to look at the return in terms of the outcomes that their investments produce. And by outcomes, you're talking about positive outcomes for people in terms of jobs and quality of life.
Lucas Bull has been impressed with the process so far.
I think they've had some quite good successes already where they've got pledges. I think the last number that I saw was 35 billion so far, which is actually very good in the current environment, seeing that they've only started in January.
As an active participant in the upcoming investment summit, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is looking for certain specifics.
We're leading the government, to have access to investors. So we're going to be looking for some certainty in terms of state-owned enterprises, some certainty in terms of how we're going to be approaching tax reform and other economic reforms that are needed to enable a growth environment in our economy.
The investment summit is set to get underway on Friday. As the investment summit edges closer, President Cyril Ramaphosa has already been commended for his efforts in bringing money into the economy so far. But what is becoming increasingly clear, though, is that potential investors will need policy certainty, among other things, in order to put in more money into the South African economy. Aviwe Mtila, Johannesburg.